Okay, you've got 1 minute.
Okay, it's starting now, I think. Yes, we'll just wait for the people to come in. Is anyone coming in yet? This is a great crystal. Okay, hello everyone and welcome to the Kerrie Erwin Show. This is a fortnightly work we're doing. Sorry, I'm trying to think what I'm going to say. Anyway, welcome again. I know you've been with me for quite a while, and tonight I'll have a special guest, Kaya, who's going to be talking about what's going on in the universe. So that'll be very interesting. I'm just wondering if here in Sydney we had an earthquake, and I also heard that there was one down in Melbourne. So if you did experience that, please let us know. Anyway, hello, everyone's coming in. Hello, Vivian. How are you? There's Christy. Who else is coming in? It's all changed tonight. Kim. Hi, Kim. How are you? It's lovely to see you. Thanks for joining us again. And there's a whole lot of you coming in. There's Megan. Hi, Megan. How are you? Thanks for joining us. Anyway, tonight I've got some really good cards. These are called the Avalon cards, and they're from Rockpool Publishing. And the beautiful Rose Sincera has made these cards, and they're very mythical, and I was very drawn to these, so I wanted to use these on the show. So you're all, I'm going to be giving a reading for everyone. So I've got 5 cards here. So you pick either one to 5, you pick your card and you'll get a reading. So I'll be using her cards. Now, Rose is an author of 60 books, and she's quite an interesting lady. And a couple of months ago, I actually did a past life on her. So it's interesting how she has lived in those times, in the times of Avalon and also in the times of England and the British Isles, and her lifetimes. She's had a lot of lifetimes there, so it's quite interesting. She's very drawn to this sort of mythical time, which is very Celtic for all the Celtic people out there. Hi Sandra, how are you? It's lovely to see you. Hi Sharon. Okay, so the first card I got, if you pick number 1, this is all about authority. This card's all about authority, okay? So if you pick this card, it's all about authority. It's all about you coming into your power, and it's all about you standing in that power and being proud of it and not worrying about what other people think. You know, being authentic, being strong. It's time for you to stand in your power and shine that light and let people understand and show people who you truly are. And I'm pretty sure you're the sort of person that you do attract a lot of people for guidance, and you probably attract people that, you know, share their problems with you just out of the blue. And often people are very drawn to you because you give such sound advice and you're very loving. So it's all about just standing into that authority, and don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to speak up. You know, speak your truth and own your power. Own it. Own that power, because it's very, very exciting. So that's number 1. So the second card I've got here tonight is all about truth. And it's saying, are you standing in your truth? Because I'm sure you have a lot of clarity, and it's time you are experiencing clarity. And you're connecting as above, as below. You have definitely a connection with spirit. And also you have a connection to the earth and all the beautiful healing qualities that the earth gives us, that grounds us, that nurtures us with its nature. So it's about connecting to the earth, yourself, and just really connecting to your truth. So for example, if you're working in a situation where, you know, you feel like you're being used or abused, or it's not an equal balance, it's time for you to leave and step into your own power. It's like you're prolonging this very difficult situation. And also, if you're in a toxic relationship, perhaps now it's time for you to move on and just get out of there, because that's holding you back from love and acceptance, and also lots of people can see this, I'm sure, but it's almost like you're too scared to face that. So this is the truth card. This is number 2. It's beautiful. And when you buy the cards, they have all the beautiful stories from the ancient times in this Celtic world. King Arthur, Knights of the Round Table, that era. So if you're drawn to these cards, it tells you all the stories. So the reading tonight, number 2, is all about truth. So if you pick the 2 card, that's yours. It's about own it, own that truth. Okay, own the power too. Okay, the 3rd card is about interaction. Interaction. It's you're connected to the earth and to all the souls that cross over. You know, often when a loved one dies, I'm pretty sure you're psychic and knowing enough to understand that you can feel your loved ones around you. So you probably have an ability to do this, to feel this, like very strong empath. Perhaps you're psychic, or perhaps you have mediumship qualities, but you have a sense when your loved ones are around you. And as you know, there is no death. Death is just eternal. It keeps going. It's just that they're in another world. But your loved ones in spirit are connected to you. And for example, if you are going through a really hard time, this is a really card to get because it's just showing you that your loved ones are with you. They're trying to connect to you and they are around you no matter what you feel sometimes, because there's nothing worse than the loss of a loved one, is there? So if you pick number 3, it's about your loved ones are definitely in connection with you. You can feel them, you can sense them. And it's just knowing that and allowing that and acknowledging that. And a really good way to connect to your loved ones is perhaps to look for signposts, and also like a feather, or you might hear a song, or you might just smell perfume or a bit of tobacco or something that reminds you of a loved one, or coins are very similar. So this is about your connection to spirit and everything around you, and also connection to the earth spirits and the angelic realm. You have that connection, you feel it. You're very, very sensitive, you're very intuitive. So perhaps this is telling you to open up now and really acknowledge that, because this is a really beautiful thing, because you have the power within that God gave you. So that's number 3. Number 4, which is a beautiful card, beautiful diagrams. This is all about sovereignty. It's about standing in your power. And what are you fighting for? What are we all fighting for? We're all united together. We're fighting for truth. We're fighting for justice. We're fighting which we own the right to be who we want to be, the right to live our life how we want to be. So this is a very, very powerful card if you've chosen this. It's also talking about freedom, and it's also talking about action. So if you've been feeling stifled, it's about time that you honoured yourself, who you are, where you came from, and honour your tribe, and honour who you are as a person and the gifts you've been given from spirit, and just honour all this. And then this is a gift, really, this card. It's very powerful, and it's about not taking any crap or anything. That's what it's saying. Okay. So the last card is Excalibur, which is very, wow, that's a really powerful card. This is a very inspirational card. It's saying you need to really cut the ties because change is coming. You may be feeling as if you've been stuck for a while and in a terrible situation, not being able to move, not being able to make any decisions. You may feel depressed or have ill health. So it's saying that you have the power to cut the ties that bind you, to move forward in the world. And because you can't stay where you are, it's kind of like the Tower card in a way. Instead of, it's like changes, big changes, but it's a good change. It's a really good change. It's not a bad change, because you need to get out of any toxic situation, any toxic situations that you're in. So I hope you enjoyed all those cards. So if you want to see what they mean again, you can just watch the replay, and it'll where I go over the cards, because they're very cool cards. I felt as soon as I tuned into them, the Avalon cards, I felt like I was taken back to that time of King Arthur and the Round Table and the knights and Gwendoline and all the mythical characters there, and Merlin the magician. I really love that era. I remember I used to watch Merlin all the time on television. You know, it was one of my favourite shows. So it's that fantasy world, but it's still sort of today. We can still relate to the same today. It's the same, isn't it? The people, the surroundings, the situations. It's all the same. It's about living on the earth and being a human, really. But it's just older times when we can relate all these cards to today. So I hope you enjoyed that. Anyway, tonight I'll be talking about my mediumship. That's the talk I'm giving tonight, and I'll be doing a few readings. Have you got any readings there before we bring you on?
We've got heaps, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to do a few readings before we bring Kaya on. She's talking about what's going on. Okay, I'll just do a few readings now. Okay, I'll just shuffle the cards. I'm using the cards. Here they are. They're the Mythic Tarot. I've had these for years and years. I've been reading cards since I was 17, when I could, when I had money. So there you go. And also, I've got spirit on this side. I'll be talking to loved ones. And I've got my guide on this side. So if you see me turning my head and I'm talking to people, you'll understand. Okay, I've got Tammy here. My 14th month old has never slept through the night. Do you think I have spirits in our apartment? Look, the first thing I'm saying is yes, because children, and I do a lot of houses, I do a lot of space clearing, and I do get rid of a lot of spirits. What I would do, I would first of all, I'd give the room a big sage out with some sage, give it a really good smoke out, close the windows, really smoke it out. And I'd perhaps move the bed around. Maybe his bed's not in the right position. And I know it's very hard for you, but I feel over time, and also leave a night light on. I feel it's very good, and also music is very calming. But definitely I feel that you may need to move the bed around, put a night light in music, and before that give it a really good sage, because children are very, very, very sensitive to spirits, because often you'll have wandering spirits in the house, or sometimes you may even have spirits that lived in the house before, and they don't know what's going on. They're generally confused, so they kind of interfere, and they're busybodies. They want to know what's going on, and sometimes they can bother the children, like they might touch them or stand around the cot or the bed, and it's very scary for a small child because they don't really understand what's going on. So I definitely clear that room, move it around, music, nightlife, and also fresh air is incredible. It's amazing when you get fresh air. I feel things would change. Also with children, if they can't sleep, it's a very good idea to put them in a room with another child until they get older, and then they also will settle, because often they just don't like to be alone. Okay. So will you clear the problem? I'm getting yes, you will. Okay, we've got another reading here. This is for Anna Reesby. I need to know if my mum that passed wants me to do the interview about her or not. The first thing I'm getting is I feel you need to go ahead to plan. I feel you discussed this before. She's telling me yes, she would like you to do it, but it's up to you what you want to do. I just feel you're a bit hesitant. It's like you need to keep going is what the message is for you today, Anna. You need to really keep going, because family has always been very important to you, and your mother is always with you. You can sense her, and I feel there's an older lady in spirit too around you. I don't know if it's a grandmother, and I feel she supports you too. I'm being told you're a very sensitive girl, but sometimes you hold yourself back, so you really need to move forward with what you're meant to do. You know what you have to do, and I feel that you will have a good outcome. That's funny. Okay, the next person I have is Stacey Lee Chin. Will there be any love coming into my life? A new man soon. When? Okay, because we're in a new moon now, aren't we? Full moon tonight. Look, I always say that when we're in a full moon, it brings up our emotions. The first thing I'm getting you for Stacey is I feel that you're very lonely, and I do feel you've made a few mistakes in the past, but and you may have had poor judgment, is what I'm getting. But I feel the future looks really good for you, and I definitely see you meeting someone. It could be through a work situation, is what I'm getting. But I feel you need to get going, because I feel unless you do nothing, nothing will happen. It's like years ago, I remember having this conversation with one of my teachers, and he said, I told the lady that she's going to meet someone, and the lady came back 3 months. She said, "Well, I never met anyone." And he said, "It's because you didn't do anything, did you? You just sat in your beanbag." She said, "Yeah, that's right." Well, it's just not going to happen like that. Seriously, you need to put effort into it. But yes, Stacey, you will meet someone. I'm getting more towards summer months, warmer months. I feel more summer, so it'll be after December is what I'm getting. Okay, I've also got a card for Yana Taylor. She's wanting to know about her health. I feel with you, Yana, I feel you get very lonely sometimes, and I feel you overthink things. I know that you miss your partner who's in the spirit world, and I feel he comes around, but he worries about you. But I feel that you're very emotional, and I feel you stress a lot. You sort of go over and over things in your mind. Also, I feel you need to look at your diet. You really need to look at your diet, and it's like you need to embrace sort of your health issues, and go to all your checkups, do exercise, and watch your health. But most of your stuff is very emotional because you're feeling very lonely, and I feel you really need to get out more and join when we can, of course, and really nurture yourself. It's very important for you to nurture yourself, Yana. You're a beautiful person. You radiate so much love to so many people around you, but you really need to send love to yourself. I don't feel that there's any serious health problems. I don't know. I'm not a doctor, but also you need to. It's not a good idea to stay on with lots of sugar. Is what I'm getting. You need to stay off sugar. Is what I'm getting. But anyway, it's just practical information. So you know what to do. I do feel there's a man in spirit. I feel he may have been your husband or partner, may have been older. He comes around, sends a lot of love. Also, I'm being told you've got, I think it might be your mother. I feel your mother's in the spirit world who comes around, or someone who was like a mother. And I feel this lady may have had heart problems, and she comes around you as well. Also, they're telling me that you're very, very sensitive and you feel things very deeply. Okay, I've got another reading for Amel. We've got Amel here, Amel Whalen. She's got a big sister in the spirit world. Now, the first thing I picked up when I tuned into your sister, I feel like you and her were like twin souls in a way. You were very connected, and you had this very, very, or soulmates, I should say. It's like a soulmate connection where you and her were very, very connected. And I feel that you really looked up to her for guidance and everything, but also you gave her guidance too, is what she's telling me. And at the moment, you're feeling very, very lonely, and it's very, very hard for you. So your sister is saying that she does come around you a lot. She's telling me that you're very spiritual. You've always been a little bit spooky, and you've got that gift, and she's laughing, and she's telling me you're going to be okay. And also I'm being told um, you really need to join groups of like-minded people with what you're into, is what she's saying. And she's talking about, I don't know if your father's in the spirit world, but I get a male around her in the spirit world. And she's telling me she was very ill. Oh, I feel quite tight in the chest and sick in the stomach when I turned into her. She was very ill for quite a while, and in the end, she just accepted her situation, is what she's saying. She comes with a lot of love around you big time, and she wants you to know that she loves you very much. And also she's talking about a small pet she's got in the spirit world with her as well. She's telling me she loves you, and she's just saying, until next time. Great, that's beautiful. Okay, and now I've got and one more reading which has come up. It's for Sandra. Sandra, I feel that your son's in the spirit world, and I feel that you and him had a very connection. But I'm being told, he's telling me he wasn't here for long. He ran out of time, is what he's saying. So he wasn't here for long. It was very, very sad for everyone when he died. But also, I'm being told that you're a very good mum, and you love kids. You're like the Pied Piper. Like wherever you go, children flock to you because they really love your energy. And I know it's really sad for you, and you're very community orientated, and there's a lot of people out there who really love you because and also you listen to a lot of stories. People come up and tell you stories all the time, and I'm being told that you're very much loved. And I feel that family, again, is very important for you. And I feel that you've got so much going on all the time. So it's getting these better these days not to think of the sadness that you've left behind because you're so busy. There's children, there's people, there's things going on. And so you're keeping yourself very busy. I do feel that there's going to be some sort of change in the home. I don't know whether they're talking about a move, maybe a move or a downsize or getting rid of things. It's like big changes in the home is what I'm getting. So that's something really to look forward to. Now, I'll just do a call out of spirit people that I got before I started. I got Paul, a Joe, Susan, Lee, Chris, Richard, John. I got a baby boy who passed over. I feel that his body didn't function. That's why he died. And also I got a lady called Shirley. I feel she was an older lady. I got a woman called Barb. I got an Ian and I got a Jen. I also got a small white dog and I got a big tabby cat that died not so long ago. It was very sick. And I got a white cockatoo. So I don't know if anyone's lost a white cockatoo out there. And also I had a very small little poodle, beautiful little thing, but very precious. Like I think it might have been a male. He was very sensitive little thing. Okay, Karen Worth, wondering about my pets that recently passed. Karen, I feel that when I tune into your energy, it's funny that your card came up then. I feel very much with you that you're like the pet whisperer because I feel that you're very empathic. What's the word? Empathic with pets and children. And I get a lot of love around you. And I feel sometimes you can feel your pets around you. I feel there's quite a few that have passed over in the spirit world and they're very much loved. Very much loved. I don't know if you had a dog, but I feel that you might have a collar there as well. But you've got a lot of animals around you, that have had the privilege to share their life with you. Okay. And now we've got another one. I've got Shelley McDowell. Any messages from Mum, from my mum for my love life and work life? Okay, the first thing I get is Shelley. I feel that you're very dormant at the moment. You're feeling very stuck in your life, and your mum's saying that you need to get going because you've got everything on hold. I know it's very hard with the pandemic and all that, but I feel this has been going on for a while. I feel that your love, I feel at the moment, I just feel you're very limited with your life and you don't have an opportunity to do much and you're feeling very, very lonely. As for your working life, I feel that you really need to work because it makes you happy because you need to surround yourself with people. And definitely, I don't feel the pandemic's working for you whatsoever because when you get out, you will definitely be going and doing the things that you used to do. I'm getting lots of people around you and I'm being told also family has always been very important for you. You're kind of very traditional and for you to survive in the world, like many of us, it's very important for you to have a harmonious family. So if you're irritated with someone in the family or having problems or not getting on, you really need to let that go because it doesn't serve you any longer. So just let that go. Just let that go because I do feel there's changes around you. I feel I get the tarot card when I tune into you and they're telling me that no matter what's going on, you will move forward because your life is gradually opening up in a big way. Okay, so we'll get Kaya in. Would you like to come and say hello to everyone?
Yeah, sure.
And then we'll do some questions and we'll do more reads. Hello.
Hello.
What have you got to tell us?
Oh,
You've
what have I
always
got
up to lots of
share?
things. Yes.
Yeah. Well, wow, what a week. So
Mm.
I always talk about the moon phases, new moons and full moons that I like to work with energetically and celebrate with my yoga work and classes, workshops, and
Because you're
my
a
life
yoga
in
teacher, aren't
general.
you?
Yeah, amongst many other things. However, yeah, tonight we have the full moon in Pisces. So if you do get a chance, step outside and have a look at the sky. It was full last night and still is tonight, and it's really beautiful. And
It is, isn't it?
yeah, and it's in the water sign of Pisces, which is the fish. So Pisces is ruled by the planet Neptune, and Neptune was the god of the sea. So, some nice rituals to do on a Piscean full moon is to connect to water. Again, either go seaside, harbourside, or have a nice long Epsom salts bath, soak your feet in a bath. The sign is ruled by the feet. So, massage your feet, go for a nice walk. Last night we had my 1-year-old turned off the television and turned on some music. So We put the disco lights on. We've got some lasers which are really cute and cool, and the lights around, and we put some music on, and we all had
It's
a
so
dance.
much fun.
We had a
Yeah.
dance party
Yeah.
under the full moon last night. So, and that was really, but it was so healing because full moons, it's a time of culmination, and
Good time to put all your crystals out too.
yeah, charge your crystals on a full moon, do all of that, absolutely. But we had a dance and an energetic shake off, so we all felt really good afterwards, and it was because energetically it can be a time of culmination and intensity. So a great way to remedy that is to get your feet in the earth and dance, and we did that, and it was very, very healing. Another message for the sign of Pisces and the full moon is to take note of your dreams. Pisces is a very psychic sign. It's all
It's
about
good
the
to have a
subconscious.
dream book, isn't it?
Yeah, as soon as you wake up, if you have time, make the time to write down, journal what you've dreamt while you have been sleeping, if you can remember it. Sometimes it's tricky to remember, but it's worth jotting down your dreams at this time. And, Pisces is also a sign of compassion and kindness, and it's quite a soft sign. So, as always, take this time to be soft, gentle, and compassionate with yourself and, of course, others around you. So that's the message around the Piscean full moon, which is shining bright tonight, and a great night for readings and mediumship, the occult, a full moon. Tomorrow is the spring equinox in the southern hemisphere, which traditionally is the first day of spring, or vernal. Sorry, I've got full moon brain. So yeah, traditionally it's the first day of spring. So it's when the days get longer. In fact, the equinox is when we have equal days to night. So more light, longer days are on its way, heading towards summer. Flowers are in bloom. The weather's warmer. It's a beautiful time of the year, and in fact, it's my favourite time of the year, spring.
Yeah, it's lovely.
Walking out on the streets, and there's a glimmer of hope in the air. We're all coming out of lockdown, hopefully soon, and it's warmer, it's lighter, it's brighter, and so is our future. But speaking of the earth and its cycles, I experienced this morning the earthquake which struck Melbourne, which I found very interesting, and also there's a volcano erupting in the Canary Islands at the moment. So, the earth is speaking to us, shifting. It's been a really interesting time, but it was so interesting sitting in my office at 9:30.
Yeah, that was amazing you told me about that.
I was in a Zoom meeting with the San Francisco Golden Gate Bridge behind me, where earthquakes happen all the time in San Francisco. And I was speaking to a department head, a very senior person. And as she was having a very serious conversation with me,
the whole thing shook.
The table was shaking. My jade plant in the feng shui money area was shaking. And I thought it was, it was really, really strange. So I moved into a different room because I didn't feel safe in our office, which is on the edge of the building. I thought the office was going to collapse, actually. So it was that dramatic, feeling it in Sydney. So I don't know if anybody else out there felt it or felt the shakes, or maybe it was the full moon. No, it wasn't the full moon. It was actually an earthquake. And that manager of mine rang me up to confirm that, because I had to confess why I looked a little startled and had to move into a different room. I'm very transparent. So, so spring equinox tomorrow, and yesterday was the International Day of Peace, which is great. That should be every day. But
what's a good way for people to calm down when they're feeling really stressed and out of sorts? Because it's been a very, very hard lockdown for a lot of us, especially the people of Melbourne.
Yeah, it has. My heart goes out to the people in Melbourne, and with everything that's happening down there at the moment, it's awful. So for me, when I'm stressed out and anxious, stepping out in nature, going for a walk, connecting to Mother Nature and its beauty, the sunset, the sunrise, because no matter what happens, the sun still sets and it still rises, even though the sun itself has a sinking feeling. So I like to connect to the sun and its life force energy through breathing. There are breathing techniques which help with anxiety. A good full moon dance party in the lounge room, a disco with loved ones, and a really good shake. Getting physical, exercising is great for depression and anxiety
Getting out,
and mental health.
ringing a friend.
Calling a friend, connecting with a friend. Meditation is fantastic. There's some great meditations online, guided meditations, and there are so many fantastic resources for mental health online. There's Lifeline, there's so much online, so you can look online. But I personally recommend stepping away from devices, the screen, because it's also information overload. Ironically, we're on Facebook all sharing right now. So there's joy and power in a lot of online content, but take time out from the screen and to step away. And I always say, go back to nature, get into a garden, get your feet in the earth, take your shoes off, go for a walk on some nice long grass, soft grass, short grass, sand, water. Get back to nature is always my advice. Fresh air, eat well, exercise, talk, communicate, share with loved ones, or maybe listen to somebody else. Sometimes when I get stressed and I hear about somebody else's problems, I feel a lot better about myself.
Oh, that's good.
But
Okay.
yeah. So speaking of International Day of Peace and peace within through meditation and all of these healing opportunities out there, what I've observed with all of your readings and especially your mediumship is the peace that people feel after connecting to loved ones that have passed over through these messages. I've seen some profound shifts and
Well, it's very healing,
changes,
getting messages and reassurance that everything's going to be okay.
Yeah, I've seen some amazing things that you've done over the years, and I don't have your gift at all, and I'm blown away. And this book, Mediumship, is probably one of your best books, and we're giving one signed copy away this evening. But I and many of you out there probably have the same questions as me, so I just wanted to ask you if that's okay, connecting to this beautiful publication by Rockpool Publishing. So, what is mediumship?
Well, mediumship is connecting to loved ones on the other side. It's about making that connection, because when we die, we don't just go away and never come back to infinity. We actually come out of our bodies and cross into the spirit world. And so a medium, not everyone's a medium. I was born that way, but I'm also psychic, and not everyone will be psychic and a medium and have all other gifts. Everyone has a gift in a different way. But I've found with mediumship, you've either got it or you haven't, because I was always seeing spirits when I was younger. And I could, I'd see them walking around the house and they'd be talking and they're carrying on as if they, and then I could see them, but nobody else could. So it was a pretty scary thing. But mediumship is a way of validation or proof of survival that your loved one is still with you. I'm hear more conversations. I'm what you call a mental medium. So I'm very clairaudient. It's almost like I can hear when I'm doing readings for people, I can actually hear the spirit talking, like they're blah, 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 talking away. It's like I'm on a telephone. And also, like, I get voices, like I just heard someone called Bob. Robert just came in to say hello to everyone. He's enjoying the show, things like that. I mean, these spirits do pop in. Also, I just had another guy, I think I called his name out before, someone called John just came in who died of cancer. I mean, they're always around us. I can hear spirits talking all the time. I get their names. And sometimes I'll talk about how they died, but often I'll just talk about what's going on.
Okay.
What's going on around you and their loved ones. Like, oh, I heard you're moving. It's a good idea, that sort of thing. I mean, they talk about their death, but for a validation perhaps, but mostly they're talking about what's going on. And often the person will say, that's right. How did you know that? How did you know that I was moving? Oh, your husband's telling me. He just told me that it's a good idea and I'll be careful of your friend. She's a gossiper and she's talking behind your back. And they'll go, oh my God, she is too. I've just found that out about her. Like, you hear the conversations.
And so just going back, what I've always been interested in knowing, and I'm sure many of you out there are curious as well, what happens when they die, when you die? Do they share with you what happens?
Well, what happens when a person dies is they actually, I've seen this so many times because I used to be a nurse and I used to see it in hospitals. They actually leave their body, and actually I've seen them leave their body. Sometimes, once I saw this client move, I saw this light coming out of his head, out of the patient's body when he was dead. And I saw him sort of go there. Other will just lift off. They just lift off and they turn into spirit and they come out of the decomposed body. So the body's lifeless, but the spirit lives on. The spirit will come out. And often when we die, there's always an angel or a loved one that will come and collect them. So you never, it's not a scary thing. It's actually a beautiful thing. And a lot of different traditions, they make it they really embrace the time of death because it's just what we call a transition. It's not an ending, it's a transition where we go from the human body into spirit to the spirit world and reincarnate again.
Okay, and okay, reincarnation, I'm glad you touched on that because that was actually my next question. Because for me, my adorable, well, it's pretty subjective really. My daughter, my 1-year-old daughter, a lot of psychics and people in your industry have said that they believe that my daughter is my Norwegian grandmother that passed about a decade ago. So, and I have had a connection with you and my grandmother about, maybe 8 years ago, which was so powerful. I was bawling my eyes out. So what happens with that timeline? So they have the spirit, and how do they decide, and when do they decide they've had enough of the spirit world being our angels and connecting to us before
they decide?
Okay.
So when the person dies, they get their loved one or an angel collects them and they go into the spirit world. Now, the spirit world is a vast consciousness of love and light and healing. It can look like nature or it may look like a great city. It depends. I've actually had a near-death experience, so I've actually seen the spirit world. It's very bright, it's very light, it's very loving. And some people might say, I went through the tunnel, but I came back again. I didn't get that. I just got all the light and the love and the overwhelming of oneness is what I got. And I saw like a city when I went over there. And because I had a near-death experience when I was about 20 years old.
What happened?
I was actually overdosed. Someone put some drug in my drink.
Oh, that old chestnut.
Sorry? No, it ended up having they were giving me CPR. So it was pretty horrible. I mean, people are strange because I don't do drugs, and somebody put some drugs or something. I ended up having a cardiac arrest, but it was a horrible. But anyway, so I went to the spirit world and then I was fascinated by it. I thought, oh my God, I wish I could remember more because I didn't see the tunnel. I didn't see this, I didn't do that. And I knew that, when you die, that's it. That's not it because, you go the other side and you come back again. And the other thing too, when I've spoken to a lot of people in the spirit world, they don't stay old anymore. They're quite young. And I've often seen children when I've gone over there in my dreams, children growing up. And then when they decide to reincarnate again, they choose the life and the spiritual contract that they want to have. So we'll go back again. So when you die, you get taken to the spirit world. And then you go to like a big meeting with the elders and you get what's called the life review. And I did a lot of work with this with the Michael Newton Institute because I wanted to know everything about the spirit world, being a medium and, having a near-death experience. So through deep hypnosis, I was taken through another lifetime through the spirit world and I saw all the different stops. So it's a big place over there. But when you want to come back, and often I'll see children that have died in this lifetime, often they will choose to come back again very quickly through another child in the family.
Okay.
So often sometimes I might say, well, you will see your daughter again. She's going to come through your son. And then they recognise it. And with your daughter, when I saw my granddaughter, my first grandchild, I looked into her eyes and I saw my ex-mother-in-law, Ingeborg. I saw her looking back at me. And it was really funny because we were both Aries.
Yeah.
And I thought,
a day apart.
Holy hell, it's not you again, is it?
Yeah.
It was quite funny.
It was really interesting when they finally cut her out of me, and I connected eyes with her. It was an instant acknowledgement that we had met before. I will never forget that moment and that feeling.
Well, Ingeborg was a very beautiful, very stoic woman. and very strong opinion. But then, mirror, mirror. So, when we met, we were always, "Ee." And when she came back, I saw her and your daughter. I went, oh my God, not interviewing again.
Yeah.
Hello, welcome back. So it's fascinating stuff because there is no death. And another thing I want to say, the spirit world is just an arm length away in another dimension. That's where the spirit world is. It's not like up in heaven. It's just a step away. And it's just the beautiful thing is this is like hell in a way with all the emotional stuff we have to go through with but over there it's just a beautiful place. So, there's lots and lots of healing. So connecting to loved ones, trust me, they're okay. They're probably more worried about you feeling alone, not having your best friend anymore, not being able to see them. But they do show different signs. And different.
On that?
No, that's from Signposts. I wrote a book on that. Signs. They do show different signs. They make, like my grandfather, he was into coins. So I always find coins when I know my grandfather's around. Feathers, all sorts of feathers, white feathers, black feathers, purple feathers, whatever. Spirit will often leave feathers. Music, you might be driving along, you hear this favourite song come up, and it's your favourite song that you and your sweetheart used to listen to all the time, and it comes over the speakers. Oh my God.
Yeah, that's happened to me. That's amazing when that happens.
And I don't know how many times when I do my club shows, I always play Spirit in the Sky. I don't know how many times I've gone to a venue, interstate or in Sydney, and it's come over the loudspeaker somewhere in a cafe or something, that song, as if they're saying, we're ready.
So for those of us, well, you out there and us, if we do want to connect to a spirit and we aren't able to through a medium, what you're saying is to
look for signs.
Look for the signs through
look
music.
For signs. And also another really good thing is a photo. I can't tell you how fantastic that is. Like often, people say, well, I always carry my auntie's photo and I always look at her, but I don't know if she can hear me. Trust me, they can hear everything. I told you, when I connect, I don't get so much, I had this or that. They're talking about, they know what's going on. They know every single thing that's going on because they are connected to us eternally through love. And it's incredible, really. So you get the photo and you can talk to the photo. Like I was looking at a photo today of a very, very good friend of mine who's passed over. She had a sudden heart attack and I miss her terribly. And then her picture just flicked out. It came out of nowhere, out of my bookcase. And I saw it and I looked at it and I said, oh, how are you going, Danny? It's good to see you again. And I felt her love. And I knew she was with me and I could feel her. And so I had a bit of a conversation to her and in my head. And I could hear her talking back to me. So it was quite incredible. So look at a photo and talk to the photo because often you'll get a feeling of a voice of what they want to say to you. Yeah.
Beautiful. So you've got 2 books here.
Yeah, we're going to give those. Yeah, we will.
What 2 books give away. So just like and share the page. And if we don't get to answer any of your questions this evening, we're here again next fortnight. Otherwise, you do private readings.
I do private readings, and also I'll be back in the clubs again when it all starts again. So the club readings are really good.
Okay, so
I think I might get started again.
Yeah,
well, thanks
yeah.
for joining us, Kaya.
That's okay.
It was wonderful about the full moon and all that. It's such an interesting subject. I've never really been into astrology myself, but you're pretty good at stuff like that, aren't you? Okay. The first, so I've got 2 books here to give away. Sacred Signs, Looking for the Signs, and The Mediumship. And lots of different exercises and on how to become a medium or how to understand how a medium works or to do some of the exercise. I write a lot of self-help books. Okay, I'll just tune into this now. Okay, anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. Okay, we've got Alyssa. Alyssa, my husband died recently of motor neuron disease. Do you have any messages of guidance? The first thing I'm getting for you, Alyssa, he's telling me that he's okay. He's glad to get out of the bloody machine, the wheelchair, that sort of thing. He hated the fact that he couldn't walk and have a normal life. And he felt worse about how you felt is what he's saying. He's telling me he's free again. He's got his legs and he's happy. He's just telling me he misses you and he wants you to have a really big life and not to stop living is what he's saying. I feel that you and him, he's just telling me he's very sad how he didn't have enough time. I never had enough time is what he's saying. And he said, please say hello to everyone And he said, we had a good time. We had a good time. He's talking about his younger years. He said, we got up to lots of things, didn't he? He's telling me he feels like he lived a very long time in the short time that he had. He tried to pack everything in, but he was still confused. He's telling me he's still confused where he got the disease from, because he can't relate why he would get that, is what he's saying. And he's just telling me he loves you and he's thanking you and thanking you for being his angel, because you gave him so much support. So much support, and he's very grateful for that. And he wants you to be happy. He said, I love you, babe, love you. Okay, Rosie Mack. Will I get to Queensland soon, and will my daughter have a baby? Look, I feel you're just waiting. I can see you revved up in your car. I feel you're just waiting to get up there, is what I'm getting. And I feel definitely I'm getting October, November is what I'm getting. I feel that's when you'll be getting up there. I feel that it's just very frustrating for you, Rosie, because you're just wanting to go. But I do feel it will open again. I'm getting within 3, that's 3 months. So within 3 months, it'll all be happening. I'm getting October, November for you. And will my daughter have a baby? I feel yes, she will eventually in her own time. And I feel actually she may have 2. Okay. Sandra, any messages from my son? Look, with your son, Sandra, I feel that I feel I gave you a message before. I feel he's saying that your son, you have a son there, but you've also got a lot of people around you. I don't feel he's alone. I feel there's a lot of spirit people around you. I'm getting an elderly man and woman around you, and I'm being told that you feel like you're so alone all the time, but you do have a lot of people around you. People love you. You're always going where, and you're busy, and I feel you might have a lot of grandchildren or people in the family, so you've got your hands are full is what I'm getting. It's almost like you don't even have enough time to think of the past and what happened. I feel you have come a long way from all the sadness that you've experienced. And they're also telling me that you're a very, very strong girl. Everyone sends their love to you. And I feel definitely a grandmother and a grandfather is what I'm getting. They're the first ones. And I feel your son was very like you. Okay. Diana. Benjamin. Hi, Kerrie. Will my granddaughter be okay? She suffers from depression and anxiety. I feel it's just with you, Diana, with your granddaughter. I feel she needs to get into running, sport, that sort of thing. I feel that will really get her up and going, because I feel that I'd be getting into running, because I feel that the endorphins will really pick up. I feel she's been going this for a long time, but I feel that it needs to be sort of organized. Like, it's about her diet, it's about putting all these different priorities in. Also, I feel she's got so many options or things she's going to do. Very sensitive. I don't know if she's into drawing or painting or something like that. I feel that would be very good for her too. And I feel her family are very supportive of her, so it won't be forever. It's for a short time until she comes out of it. But I feel painting, art, drawing, that sort of thing would be very good for her. And also get her running, get her moving, so the endorphins can happen. Because my daughter, she had a similar situation. My youngest daughter had a similar situation, and she ended up taking, wasn't drugs, but it was more, I used bark flowers. Bark flowers I used to take, bark flowers, yeah. She used bark flowers and she runs, and, and it really got her out of there. And counselling. Also, a bit of counselling would be really good as well. Your daughter's a very, very bright girl, actually. Okay. We've got Taylor. I keep on dreaming about my grandmother that passed. Does she have any messages? First thing, I don't know, Taylor, I don't know whether she did any cooking, but I see sort of small cakes around her. I feel like she might like to cook, or she certainly likes sweet cakes anyway, because I'm seeing cupcakes around her and sort of different sweetie things is what I'm getting. I feel she may have been from that era. I feel that she's telling me that you can be very pig-headed sometimes. You're very stubborn. She's telling me, don't be stubborn anymore. And she's telling me she adores you. She said, family's everything. Much. And she said, you used to make her laugh, is what she's saying. She said, you're a funny little thing. And she's just letting you know that she's okay. And that's what the dream's all about. She's okay, and she wants you to know that she still loves you. That's another way to connect to loved ones. That's a signpost that our loved ones are there. There's nothing bad happening to her. She's just coming to try and say hello and communicate. Because when we're asleep, they're able to talk to our subconscious mind. Okay, Leanne. Will I finish my course? I'm studying. I'm struggling. I definitely feel you are, Leanne. I feel that's almost like you're not understanding. I feel that you need to get someone in to help you, like a tutor or a male is what I'm getting to go through certain things with you, because I feel there's a female there who can help you as well. Okay? I feel that something hasn't been explained to you. That's why you've kind of gone downhill. At the moment, you want to finish, don't you? But I feel that you need to you need to give it one more go. And when someone comes in and helps you, like a trainer or a teacher, you will be successful. It's just that you're kind of stuck in a way. So get the help that you need and keep going. Don't give up, because I feel this is something that you're meant to do. And also, you've got a lot of your mind on so many other things around you as well, which is very frustrating. And it's hard for you to make decisions, I'm being told. Okay, Lisa Hoskins. Anything from my parents? They recently passed. I just feel the big thing with you, Lisa, I feel it's been very hard for you, because it's 1, 2, they both went sort of thing. It's been very, very hard, and you're very emotional. But I'm being told you certainly have moved ahead, because you've got a lot of people rallying around you. They're all rallying around you, so you're not alone. And I feel that you just need to go ahead with what was planned, is what they're saying. You need to go ahead with what was planned. And I feel that you're going to change a part of your life big time. You'll be making changes in your life. And it's just like you're sorting things out now, but you've got some big changes coming up around you. And also you've got a female with you who's going to help you, is what I'm seeing. So you're not alone. So at the moment, it's all very overwhelming and it's very hard, but you really need to take the time to nurture yourself and to know that you're not alone. Your parents do love you, but there's also people here on the earth who love you too and are there to step up and help you. Right. Okay. Anna. Will my partner find a new job that is less stressful? I definitely feel it's up to him, because I feel he's been juggling this job for such a long time, Anna, but he won't listen to anyone, because he really wants to. He's kind of learned sing the hard way. I definitely feel that he will get another job, but I feel it's a time thing with him. I feel that he wants to wait. He wants to wait to see what his options are, but he's a person that he's very stubborn. I definitely see new work coming for him, but it's not till next year. I feel he needs to sort of see the end of the year out before he does anything. Also, it's probably because of the lockdown too. But I definitely see new work coming for him. And they're saying in 3 months' time. So what is it now? September, October, November, December. So it's December, January, February, March next year. He'll get something new, because I feel this job. I feel it's very interesting for him. But it's almost, when I look at him, he's like an elastic band and sort of stretched to the limit. Okay, Christine Moss. Can you connect to my mum in the spirit world? Christine, I feel that your mum may have been passed for a while. I don't feel it's recent. And I feel it's been very sad for you. And I'm being told she was the matriarch of the family. And I'm being told it's up to you now to sort things out for everyone. It's like she's handing you the reins, so to speak, is what I'm getting. She's handing you the reins, Christine. She's telling me that you need to take control of everything, because you're the calm one in the family. You're the organizer. So she'd like you to step in a bit. Also, she's telling me she loved flowers, your mum. She's telling me she loved flowers, and she liked to have fresh flowers in the house that made her happy, and it's something that you really like as well. Lots and lots of love to you, Christine. It's about, stepping into the power and sort of organising everyone. I feel the family really needs you. Okay, Vivian Patterson. I'm going to get a needle in my back. Will it all be okay? I don't want the operation. I feel that you've definitely got a fear of anaesthetics. I feel that they'll probably be going to give you a what you call a lumbar anaesthetic, and I feel it will go well. I feel from the waist down, I don't feel you're going to feel anything whatsoever, and you're going to be very, very happy with the result. It's just that you don't like anaesthetics or something, you won't be having the anaesthetic. But I definitely see this is an anaesthetic. It's like when you have a baby. I feel it's more like an epidural, and it's going to go really well, so you've got nothing to worry about. I feel you're going to be a new person. It may take a little while to recuperate, maybe 3 to 4 months until you're sort of back on your feet, so to speak, but this is going to help your skeletal system. Hayley Shanahan, any messages from my grandparents past? Hayley, I feel that I don't know if the youngest person in the family. I feel that they're telling me you're kind of like the baby and you're very much loved, and both your parents loved you, both your grand and your grandfather loved you, and they always thought about you all the time, and they're just sending love. They're telling me something about new love, new boyfriend, new changes in your life with friendship and stuff is what I'm getting. Some changes, and I feel love is coming to you. So I don't know what's been going on, but I feel if you haven't been getting any love in your life, I definitely see some coming, and it's definitely going to grow because you're very you need love in your life is what I'm getting. Bexy. I am a reader. I would love suggestions for how to best protect my energy from psychic attack. I feel drained, yes. And I see a lot of people, not just psychics, I feel a lot of healers like this where they're totally open. And what happens is when you're with people, they really drain you. So the first thing you need to do is really set up the protection. I use a beautiful white light when I work. I cloak myself and I use a blue cloak. So not to absorb any energy from my client. I also I always used to have a habit when I had an office. I always used to have a habit where I used to wash my hands and I'd bring down a portal of light and I'd flick the energy in. Because what's happening is I feel you're an empath, Bexy. You're an empath and you're feeling everything. Sometimes you're taking on their problems, is what I'm getting. So you need to really visualize that boundary thing going on, or even just visualize a wall in front of you if you can. And when you finish reading, you really need to flush out. You need to really close down. I don't know if you're closing down properly. I feel you need to really close down all your chakras and really ground yourself when you're finished for the day. And do the rituals in between by flicking the energy out into the portal of light and just using boundaries. And also you need to stay within the times, don't go over. If it's a half an hour, you do half an hour. If it's 45 an hour, you need to stay in those boundaries. And also you need to eat too. You need to eat breakfast. Very important for you to eat breakfast and also 3 meals a day because that grounds you too. And also I'm being told you need to drink more water and take vitamins because this sort of work, it's not easy because when we see clients, they drain us, because they're needy, they're asking for help, they're kind of like patients in a way. So we're giving them advice from our highest integrity and what to do, but sometimes we really need to really look after ourselves with the protection. The other thing too, when you get really drained, it's very important to give the place a really good smoke out, like sage the room you're working in. And also when you're finished, have a beautiful Epsom salt bath if you can. Just fill the bath with Epsom salts, maybe like a cupful, and then put some lavender in and have a soak. Have a beautiful soak and try and do something pleasant in the evening, like, watching comedy and TV. That's what I do. I like to just kick back and watch movies and take my mind off what's going on. And also make sure you have certain days off. It's all about organising yourself and making people wait as well, not just saying, yes, 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 I'll do it straight away, I'll do it straight away. Anyway, I hope that's helped you. It's about grounding. Okay, Nicole, Lara, my nephew's father passed. Any messages? The first thing I'm getting is I feel that your nephew's feeling very, very sad. I feel he may. I'm being told, Nicole, you need to help him. You need to comfort him because I feel you have a very strong connection to him. Even if you just ring him up sometimes is what I'm getting. Just give him a ring. I feel this was, in the end, it was quite sudden. So I feel that your nephews really haven't come to terms. I feel one of them in particular is very emotional at the moment. So I feel that you may, in any way you can, ring them up, step in, go and see them, when the lockdown's over and that sort of thing. I feel that it's a very sad time for this family because the family's very close is what I'm getting. Okay. Okay, Maria Jardim. Do you see me changing jobs in the next 2 years or redundancy? The first thing I get, Maria, is I feel that money's very important for you. With the changing in the jobs, I feel that there's something for you maybe part-time, but it's similar to what you're doing. I feel the job you've got at the moment is pretty full on, but I feel it's starting to really tie you down. At the moment, you're not sure what you want to do. You're at cross swords. You're not sure what you want to do. So I just feel bide your time. Also, I'm being told there may be some new learning coming up for you, some new learning which is going to help you with work. So there's some sort of new learning that you're doing, that something that you want to do. Because the job you're doing, I feel it's quite boring. It's not really what you want to do anymore. So I feel there's some sort of study coming up for you where there's some sort of new work involved. But that's going to take time though. And this is going to make you really, really happy, because I feel this is something that you really, really want to do. I just feel the job you're in now, I feel it's sort of coming to an end. It's past its use by date, and you're thinking, oh God, how long am I going to do this job? But there's some sort of learning education where you're going to be doing a new subject, and that's going to take you to where you need to go. Okay. Anne Morrison, can you see a new job for me? I feel, Anne, I definitely get new beginnings around you, and I do feel that there is something new coming for you, because I feel you're crossing over, because your job that you're in now, or whatever you've been doing, I feel something's come to an end in your life. So but you're a little bit confused, sort of where you want to go, what you want to do. So you've got all these ideas. So you just need to work out what's good for you, and then the new abundance will come. I definitely see a new job coming for you. You just need to work out exactly what you want to do, and this is going to happen quite fast. So get ready. Okay, we've got Tammy Seymour. Any updates for me? I'm exhausted in every way. With you, Tammy, I feel the first thing you need a holiday is what I'm getting. I can hear a female talking to me in the spirit world. I don't think it's your mum. I feel it could be your grandmother is telling me. She said that you've had a lot of things on your plate, and you're very emotional, and it's like I've had enough is what I'm getting. It's like emotional drainage is what I'm getting. I feel you need to cut the ties with a lot of people in your life. Because I feel that you've been drained and everyone's draining you, and also you need to learn about boundaries. And also you need to take the time to really nurture you, Tammy, and start to do things that you really love and what you really like, instead of sort of being there for everyone all the time. It's like you remind me of one of those wind up rabbits, those what are they called, those wind up rabbits? Energizer bunny. You go, 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 running from this to there. It's about your happiness, because I don't feel you have any. You don't have any personal happiness in your life, because it's about it's about what about me show. What about me? It's a what about me show is what I'm getting. So you really need to start to think about yourself and meditate. And nature's really good for you, walking in nature, if you can get there by the water, and just walking and taking just that little bit of time out and thinking about yourself and not everybody else, and things will start to change, because I feel, yes, your energy's very low. Okay, Brittany Clark, will my mum's health be okay, and will she get rid of her toxic partner? Look, I feel that definitely your mother is in a very toxic relationship, but I feel she's scared to leave him, even though you've told her 1,000 times, because it is affecting her health. There's no doubt about that. He drains her, he sucks her dry, but she still hangs in there, doesn't she? I just feel she's scared to leave him, because I feel she sort of worries more about him than herself. And I know it's very frustrating for you, and her self-esteem is very, very low at the moment. So I'm suggesting she go and get counselling, because she's lost herself in this very toxic sort of domestic violence relationship, perhaps, especially the way he talks and carries on, and she feels very lonely. I feel that I'm getting that she will get help, and I feel it's from an outside influence, and I feel it's not. I'm getting counselling. I feel she'll go and see a counsellor with a bit of help from you and learn more about herself, because I don't feel you can save her. I feel she needs professional help. Okay, Jodie Campbell. My brother died recently and I keep seeing rainbows. Is this him? I get definitely yes. I feel your brother and you had a very, very good connection. I feel in the end his death was quite sudden, and I feel he went very quickly is what I'm getting. And the rainbows are saying you still need to believe in your dreams, Jodie. And this is his way of saying that, yes, he's safe and he's secure and he has no more hardship or sadness in his life anymore. And I feel definitely it's him. He's just telling you that he's okay and to be happy and not to worry. Also, I feel he had a very good sense of humour, this guy, and I feel that he liked to laugh and sort of make jokes about a lot of things. And he knows that you love rainbows and beautiful things like that. So he's telling me you've got some big changes coming up in your life. That so there's a few decisions that you need to make. You've got new beginnings, some new beginnings coming up for you, and he's happy for you. He said you haven't had it easy either, is what he's saying. Okay. Anyway, I think that's enough for tonight. Do you want to come and say goodbye? Okay, we've got Kaya here. We're going to thank you, everyone, for joining in. I did as many readings as I could. Keep sending the questions in. We'll try and get to new ones next time or whatever comes up.
And with the questions, it's always good to be specific. General readings are a little bit tricky on this platform. So the more specific your question is, the more likely it will be able to be answered. And for those of you that are interested in private readings or a consultation with Kerrie, her website is www.pureview.com.au.
Anyway,
Is that
thanks.
right?
Yeah. Look for the signs. Look for the signs. Spirits all around us always. We're never alone. Trust me. Angels are with. If you need help, call on the angels. If you need guidance, call on Jesus, Mother Mary. Spirit's always there to help us. You just have to believe. Just ask. If you need help, ask. If you can't do it by yourself, pray, because praying is a direct telephone line to the spirit world. And know that your loved ones are there. It's just that it's very hard for them to communicate to you, because they make an incredible big effort to get through to this plane, because it's very heavy, dense energy. They make a great effort, so they're there. So they will show you little signs that they're there, just like the rainbow. Anyway, all the best and have a beautiful week. Stay happy, stay safe, and look after yourself and think of you and nurture yourself.
Yeah, full moon blessings to
Full
you
moon
all.
blessings, love and light. Thank you. Stay positive.
That's it.
Bye.
Thank you. Good night.